So poops, Malaysia loves to say that it's at the forefront of human rights, advocate for justice, anti-dispossession, hero of the global south, here to advocate for social justice for all humanity. Just a couple of days ago, in fact, PMX announced an extra 100 million donation to Gaza at the launch of the Sumut Nusantara and Malaysiaku Bersama Gaza, where he made this touching speech.
The great scholar Edward Said once said, "Do you want to understand the politics of Palestine? It is the politics of dispossession. Meaning everything that you possess is taken away from you. You are dispossessed. Your land, your water, your house, your families, your children, your babies, everything taken and destroyed."
Yeah. Powerful stuff. But then I got to this part of the speech.
Why is it so difficult to understand? Why this hypocrisy? Why talk about human rights and democracy? What human rights? What democracy?
And I couldn't help but feel a feeling of disgust. Tegas, berprinsip, berjati diri. These are the words that Malaysia's leaders use every time they talk about anything human rights. But every time, I can't help but ask, why are we such hypocrites? For one thing, I've never understood why PM and a lot of these people out there want to say that Malaysians say these things with one voice, like we are one united country on this specific issue. Because the reality is, we're not. But somehow or another, Madani always finds a way to sugarcoat this, hide disagreement, takut orang marah. All of these bad comments don't exist. I mean, dude, like, if you look even at the comments on Berita KS, which is the news arm of Keluar Sekejap, you've got people here who kind of don't agree with what's happening from every race and every religion. So yeah, far from one voice, as it were. In before Anwar and Mini Anwar come in, trying to guilt trip us, mana jati diri, mana! Or any number of permutations of criticism that they can make. Tegas, tiada kompromi, ini isu kemanusiaan, before papering over the real issues and doing it again and again. Well, I know that you want to say that this comes from all Malaysians, and some influencers want to say it's only 0.02% of our budget. The poor will always exist. We're investing. It's symbolic, so as we help others, so too can we expect help. I don't know about that last one, but okay, you believe whatever you want to believe. But see, the broader point remains, every single time I see an announcement like that, I cannot help but just think that it is sheer agenda fulfillment. The ancient proverb comes to mind, kera di hutan disusukan, anak di rumah kelaparan. You can't eliminate the poor, that's for sure, but here you are throwing out money to other people while continually ignoring your duty of care to the people of Malaysia. Even as your healthcare system collapses, you cannot pay pensions. But oh no, we are the most moral in the world. We punch above our diplomatic weight, they say. Even as we ignore Human Rights Watch articles about how rights have backslidden, convince ourselves that we are terpaling betul, and refuse to ask why we don't seem to care about covert conversions, converting orang aslis, people disappearing, and bringing in refugees from Myanmar and Palestine, detaining them, not allowing them to work, and relegating them to be marginalized by society, even as we sniff our own moralistic farts. You know, it's actually pathetic because even when some of our highest ranked people talk about all these problems, we only get people saying we must do better while nodding their heads with guilty expressions on their faces, but nothing concrete is ever actually done. Or even if it's done, it is never really communicated, to the point that the only thing that I can see is all of these showy gestures, lantang bersuara speeches, and a display of hypocrisy that nobody wants to talk about, even as we speak up about specific things but remain silent about Sudan, Yemen, and almost every other human rights crisis around the world except the ones that are politically convenient, popular, and will get votes.
Oh yeah, and we're not even talking about the racists yet. That is a whole different can of worms.
Why don't you lot just say that you don't care about Malaysians in the first place? Oh wait, I'm sorry, maybe you won't get elected again. But what I can see is that the spade is a spade, and being a hypocrite is exactly what you're doing. Make no mistake, I'm sure that some of the people out there have good intentions, but mostly when I think about Malaysia's humanitarian record, I tend to have a lot of skepticism because I have no idea where the money is going to come from, whether the money is actually going to reach, or if it's just going to get pocketed somewhere along the way, even as human rights abuses continue in our midst and our leaders say that we are the most moral, just, and holy country in the world. Because we are not. For what it's worth, if you're one of those people who actually care, then bless your good heart. I think it's great that you care, that you have compassion, that you have hope out there. But when I look at Malaysia and our human rights response so far, I'm not gonna sit here and then just say that we are tegas berprinsip bermaruah, because that's exactly what I do not see. But I want to know what you think, Sapoops. When you look at all our human rights heroes, do you think that they are genuine or do you think that they are hypocrites? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And that's all I have to say about that, and bye.